watching the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Guarneri Pizzeria.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Frye Show. I'm your host, Joe Hurlburt, alongside head coach Bo Frye. And, Coach, it's hard to believe we're in week number 8 as we get ready to head toward the end of the final regular season. But first of all, congratulations on your big win last week, 55-0 over the Kenton Wildcats.
Hey, thanks.
Let's take a look at the Western Buckeye League standings as we do each and every week. There is one team at the top of the Western Buckeye League, and that's the Wapakoneta Redskins, who stand 6-0. And then Van Wert and Salina stand at 5-1 league marks, I think. And it's surprising a lot of people, especially the people that I work with in Salina, that Salina is at 5-1 right now in the Western Buckeye League, 5-2 overall. Those folks are a little stunned, but obviously they're a little bit better football team than what a lot of people give them credit for.
They're a good football team.
And then followed by St. Mary's and Defiance. Both of those teams have 4-2 marks. Elida, this week's opponent, is at 3-3 in the league. Shawnee, Kenton, OG are 1-5, and the Bath Wildcats still winless in the Western Buckeye League. They stand 0-6. As far as scores from last week around the Western Buckeye League, Defiance shut out Bath 35-0. Salina beat OG 14-7. Wapakoneta defeated Elida 21-7. Van Wert defeated Shawnee 36-14. And of course, the St. Mary's Rough Riders win over Kenton 55-0, and we'll show that ball game here in a little bit. So, Coach, it's hard to believe that we're winding down into the final third of the regular season.
Yeah, it's flying by, isn't it?
As far as the computer rankings are concerned, Division 4, Region 14 looks like this. At the top, you've got Glenville, and they're from around the Cleveland area, and we talked about that on a couple of shows back, that this particular region goes, as you said, a little bit south of us, all the way over to the eastern part of the state.
Yeah, it's a huge region, probably the biggest one in the state.
Is it? Mm-hmm. So you got Cleveland, Glenville at 7-0. Number 2 is Perkins. Number 3 is West Holmes. Van Wert finds himself sitting at number 4 in the region. Then Elyria Catholic, Clear Fork, Bellevue at 7, and of course St. Mary's is sitting at 8th right now at 5-2. And keep in mind that the top 8 will host the first round of the playoffs. And then you're followed by Gallion, which, if everything stays according to this, if we played today, you would be playing Gallion at home. But we got 3 more games to play. And then in 10th spot is Wauseon. 11th is River Valley. 12 is Buckeye Valley. 13 is Upper Sandusky. Now 14th is Napoleon. 15th is Shelby. And then sitting at 16th is Bryan. I will say this, and this is my pet peeve, is that you will possibly have Upper Sandusky, Napoleon, and Bryan sitting at 13, 14, and 16. They currently have losing records. And it's just my opinion and it happened because when they go to 16 teams, somebody's got to fill them for sure.
Yeah, it's just how the change was made, and you got to go with what they decide.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, Coach, overall last week, let's talk a little bit about your win over the Kenton Wildcats. Good overall win, put a lot of points on the board, has some takeaways, which we'll see. That's always got to be positive when you reevaluate last Friday's game.
Yeah, that's number one positive right there. We're back on the plus side of the plus-minus turnover ratio, and we're playing good football. As long as we can continue to do that, great things are going to happen for us.
Well, we won't show this, but anybody that watched the ball game last week on Rider Nation Station and saw it in the stands on the very first on the kickoff, Jake Frye went down. He was in obviously a lot of pain, was carted off the field, and actually he had a everything appears to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, he broke some things,
Yeah.
but appears to be it'll
Yeah,
heal okay.
he broke his ankle pretty good. Obviously, great kid. He worked his way on to the kickoff team. A senior that could have easily quit by this point, but he worked his way on it. Playing scout team defense for us every week, and just a great kid. That I said when he was down there laying, he was apologizing to me for not making the tackle. So he was bought in, man. And a great kid, and we wish the best for him.
You know, and I thought, to me, this just shows what the climate is on this ball club, is that when they carted him off on the gurney, his teammates went to him, and I thought that spoke a lot of the character of this ball club.
It's a very close senior class. They really get along well together. We really feel for Jake, and obviously anybody that gets injured like that, you don't like to see.
And it was surprising to me that at the end of the ball game he was able to come back. He had already gone to the hospital, got everything set, and he was in a cast, and came back and was a part of the ball game.
Yeah, hopefully we continue to see him with us for the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at some of the clips as far as Friday night is concerned. This one here is I think it's the third play of the ball game, second play of the ball game. The Rough Riders already get a pick.
Yeah, Jacob Kessler. He's a sophomore, playing a lot more now. Obviously, he's a kid that we worked onto the field, and you're starting to see him show up.
And your defense gave up 167 yards of total offense, 128 through the air, and the rest of them came on the ground. And so obviously you put 4 quarters of football together. This is the same play, just from a different angle.
Yeah, very good play by him. And like I said, you're going to see him for the next 2 years. Mm-hmm.
This is Aiden Hingle. The Rough Riders have the ball inside the 5 and just goes in virtually untouched. Give a lot of credit to your offensive lineman on the left side to be able to get that one in
if
the
we
end
block
zone.
people, great things happen.
This is Colton Mabry with a nice run.
Yeah, Colton's getting better. We moved him to the left side, getting a few more carries. But he's a physical runner.
And I'll tell you what, if teams haven't figured this one out, your offensive backs, they give you the second, third, and fourth effort. They're tough to bring down.
Yeah, they run hard. They're starting to run harder. Early in the season, we were kind of going down too easy, but they're really starting to see mid-season form. And I think there's another gear that we need to get to with them, but they're getting there.
And this is Dominic Osborne. Saw a lot of playing time on Friday.
Yeah, he's going to continue to see a lot of playing time. He blocks extremely well. Like I said, he's a sophomore as well. But he's just a gritty kind of. Skip Bachman used to have a sign that said, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight; it's the size of the fight in the dog," and he exemplifies that. I
think this is a run by Braden Sullivan from 7 yards out. Good blocking again at the point of the attack, and just lunges in, and the Rough Riders take a lead.
Yeah.
And, of course, we want to show a little bit of special teams, and Logan Rush continues to put the ball through consistently after each and every touchdown. So
yeah, big points.
That's positive, absolutely.
Big points. He keeps missing one, though, every time.
He did miss one on Friday.
Hey, you know what I love?
But we didn't show it.
Change the subject here, but
sure.
The community support, we live in a great place here.
Yeah.
Just the cheerleader. I turned the film on Saturday and thought, man, how cool. You know what I mean? The kids jumping around, look at all that.
Yeah.
So that's just an awesome place to coach football, and thank you to the community for that.
Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. This is good kickoff coverage by your special teams. Again, your goal is to not allow your return man to get past the 30.
Yeah.
And here again,
Jacob Kessler getting shown up.
They swarm to the football.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another play that you'll see your defense head swarm to the football.
Yeah, we're just playing fast. Great things happen when that happens, and they got to continue to. I mean, there'll be challenge this week.
Yeah.
So.
This is your second takeaway of the ball game. Caleb Felver comes up with the loose ball.
Little guy's got a knack for the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He also exemplifies the dog of the fight.
Yeah,
Absolutely. He's not very big, man, but he's gritty, and he's the guy that refuses to get fired. He really is what it is he shows up every day and refuses to take no for an answer, and probably should have been playing him more.
And I think in all honesty, players that do that just give it everything they got each and every time out. Sooner or later,
there's a place for you.
Good things will happen.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Good things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cody Wallace would like to have this pass back.
Yeah. That was obviously something we saw. And
I'll tell you what, probably as a quarterback, you look up and your eyes get real big when you see a receiver that wide open. He just overthrew the receiver.
Big old Leclerc moving there, weren't we?
Yeah.
He's got great feet for a big guy, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to do it every play.
Here again is good special team coverage.
They're covering kickoffs, man. It's big. People don't understand. That's Jamal Kessler there now making the tackle. When teams start inside the 30, it's a lot harder to work down the field. So kickoff team's huge.
Well, this is kind of interesting, too, that I just happen to have this on my paper, that the Rough Riders' average start was at their own 44-yard line. Kenton started at their own 26. So that's a difference of almost 20-plus yards. And so it does make a difference in the long haul.
Math, baby. Yeah. It's not my forte. Heck of a run here by Hinkle, by the way.
That's just awesome.
That's 4 years of playing fullback, and again, we need him to keep doing that.
Yeah, you said something about math as we continue to watch these clips that, I had all figured out to the T that he was going to get 1,000 yards Friday. Well, I was about 100 yards off in my math.
Yeah.
So hopefully this week he'll be able to surpass the 1,000 yards.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've had a guy go over 1,000. This is a great throw by Cody and Keegan making a nice catch. Obviously, it was not covered extremely well.
And he's got some speed too.
Yeah, he always has, and that's part of it. And like I said, he's showing up more on special teams and on defense now, though, too. So.
For the Rough Riders, they finished the ball game with 581 yards of total offense, 30 first downs in the ball game. Passing yardage was 95 yards, 486 on the ground. Penalized 7 times for 61 yards. Like to clean those up a little bit, I'm sure.
Yep.
Conversions on third down, 6 of 9. That's always good.
Mm-hmm.
And time of possession, held onto the ball 28 minutes and 38 seconds and limited Kenton to 13 minutes and 50 seconds. So, that was just one of these games that was just put 4 quarters together and got a lot of good things happen.
Sure.
Here's another takeaway by the defense.
This guy's playing hard and playing fast and finding the ball. It's Jay Schaefer coming up with it. Too many J names, sorry. Jay's just playing hard. Great things happen when you play hard on defense. So you're seeing him play a lot harder here the last few weeks, which is name of the game.
This here I thought was a good decision by Cody Wallace, just to tuck the football and run. I think in earlier games this season, I think he would have tried to force that pass to the end zone, but the receivers were well covered. He just tucked it and run and get what you can get.
Yeah, so Derek Dunlap coaches our quarterbacks, and he does a very good job helping Cody make better decisions as well. So I like what Cody's doing. Obviously, we challenged him last week. I didn't think the Shawnee game was his best game, and he played a lot better. I mean, he's going to have to play a whole lot better the rest of the way.
This is a 10-yard touchdown run by Keegan Sharp.
It's pretty nice. There wasn't a whole lot of people to block there. So.
This is kind of to me, a risky kind of return. I think the ball hits the turf and bounces, and Braden goes over to pick it up. Would you just assume that he just kind of let that one go?
Well, we tell him to field it, and they're not playing as much running back anymore, him and Sharp, so they want the ball whenever they can. So they take advantage every time the ball comes their way.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that is the number one rule as far as punt returns and kickoff returns. Don't let the ball hit the turf.
Field it is a big thing we try to tell them to do. It's only the 700th clip here now,
huh? Exactly.
Yeah. Good job here by Caden Sharp getting there, and then Jamal Kessler finishing it up. Yep. So guys just playing fast and playing hard. There's not much else to say about that.
Same play.
They're just playing hard, Yep. When they're coming fast and coming hard, great things happen. And that's just Rough Rider football, just effort, even when you're wrong, if you do it fast, good things happen. Yeah,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice punt return by Keegan.
Yeah. I said Keegan's been doing this for a while now, Obviously, he wants the ball in his hands, and he's dangerous when he fields it. So, needs to continue to be. Good job of guys staying off backs and doing fundamental stuff up front. It's really what it is, what we're doing better right now. It's a boot.
If you look at the top of your screen, and you can run that back, Doug, if you look at the top of your screen, you'll see Colton Mabry standing up there all by himself. The throwback was open. I think we made a comment Friday about it, but sooner or later, you're going to hit it.
Yeah, we know that. We're very aware.
You got some good people up there.
We're watching the same game, So,
well, I figured if Zach can see it, anybody can see it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's
well, just a step away from busting that one.
Yeah. It's a good job up front. You know what I mean? Just putting bodies on people and being physical. Great things happen.
Now this one here, I chose this one. Watch Carter Steinberg on this crackback. Boom.
Did a good job there.
He cleaned the end.
Yeah, keeping his head in front as well, which was a big time.
Now you can crack back, but the rule is you have to block above the waist, and does he have to be facing you?
In the head in front.
Head in front. So that was textbook. Right there.
Yeah. We don't do it very often, but the way they were playing their corners,
right.
I mean, he was able to.
There we go.
It was actually covered decently. It wasn't terrible coverage.
Nice move.
Just kind of nice throw, nice pass, nice catch.
Yeah, Cody was 2 for 6 on the night, 95 yards, 64 was his long, and both completions were touchdowns.
Yeah, it's good average. We've had a lot of those averages all year. When things are clicking up front, it usually helps your passing game as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Caleb Felver, man, he's just gritty, isn't he?
Yep,
yeah, he's
absolutely.
gritty. He's gritty. He finds a way to get the football.
So I think in the ball game you had like five turnovers.
Yeah.
Takeaways, 5 takeaways.
Yeah, 5 takeaways, and Caleb had 3 of them. So, which is nice.
Here's Dominic Osborne again with another first down run.
Yeah,
good blocking out front. You got guys out there.
Yeah, kid plays hard, man, and the guys play hard. Put bodies on people. Great things happen.
And Dominic and all of his work and hard work, he gets a touchdown here on this particular
I think his first one of his career. So congratulations to him.
Hopefully, many more to come.
Yeah. Said it. You'll see him for the next 2 years. So it's a nice 4th down stop here on a quarterback sneak.
Exactly.
It's just us being physical, which is great. I don't think they do that a whole lot. It's not like what we do. We rep our quarterback sneak quite a bit, you know. So
now I think we've changed quarterbacks at this point in time. I think Carter Steinberg moves in under center, and he's just going to take it and go. Yeah,
we got our young guys in now, and Steinberg's he's the backup quarterback. He plays split end for us too, but he's our backup quarterback, and he's pretty good little boot guy, little runner.
Yeah.
His natural position is running back. We just have too many of them right now. So. I don't want to say too many. You can never have too many. We have a lot.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's true. This kid right here is going to be a good one, too. Is Caleb Schmidt, fullback. Should have got in on the 1 yard line, though, but didn't. But he had it pretty good. He saw him in the second half there running the ball quite a bit. Yeah. So nice tackle there, by Revolt kid, young kid, outside linebacker.
This one here was, well defense because this didn't surprise anybody.
That's a polecat against our JV group at the end there, man. They were doing all right though. So this is Caleb Felver again at the end. He's playing a little different position,
Absolutely.
but he said he's got a knack for the ball, So that was great. Our old guys were getting excited on the sidelines. That's always good to see.
And then Luke Rammel totes the football a little bit.
Yeah. Luke's going to be a good one too. He's a freshman. He's played about 7 different positions this year because the freshman level we had some injuries. He played tight end 1 week. He played halfback 1 week. Played fullback the next. So he'll be a good one as well.
I guess is another carry by Caleb Schmidt.
Yeah, great kid, man. Like I said, you're going to hear a lot about him in the future. He's obviously just looking at his stature. They all need the weight room a little bit, but they're going to be good ones down the road.
And this is the final play of the ball game. as far as the Rough Riders are concerned.
And a little run by Schmidt.
Yep.
It's a good job by him.
So, absolutely. Well, that's a look at the win over the Kenton Wildcats, 55-0. We're going to come back. When we do, we'll take a look at this week's opponent as the Rough Riders are on the road at Elida. We'll come back and talk about the Bulldogs right after this.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Guarneri Pizzeria.
Welcome back to the Bo Frye Show. Joe Hurlburt alongside head coach Bo Frye. And coach, this week, the Rough Riders are on the road taking on the Elida Bulldogs. And Elida seems to be surprising a few people this year as they come in with they're 4-3 overall. They're 3-3 in the Western Buckeye League, but nonetheless, they have moved up a little bit from what their program was a year or so ago.
Yeah, well, they started the season out 4-0 and had an injury at quarterback, and they've dropped the last three. So they're extremely athletic, extremely well coached by Coach Harmon. He's kind of been all over the league. He was at Lima Senior for a while. He was at Walpolecover for a while, and then he took over the Elida program. And he's got them coached up right. And they're extremely athletic, which is tough to defend.
And I saw throughout the course of the season, and I can't remember if it's the offense or defensive side of the football, you'll see Elida is right up there leading the Western Buckeye League. And I don't know if it's offense or defense, but I might be defense.
They're at the top of the rushing defense.
Rushing defense,
yes.
Yeah. So it'll be a good test for your ball club.
For sure, yeah, for sure. We will see a very good disciplined defense and something that we need to see again.
So offensively from Elida, what will you see? Will you see something like a spread offense? Are they pretty consistent, or they rely mostly on the run, pass when need to? Or
they're in the spread. They run the
they?
zone read type spread. Very good at it. It's kind of their bread and butter. The quarterback run a lot of zone keep, zone read, that sort of jazz. But they'll throw the ball around on you too. So.
Defensively, you see odd or even man.
They're a base 4-3 defense, very fundamentally sound, and they're big up front. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the Rough Riders are on the road. Of course, Rider Nation Station will be there. And, of course, I am so excited to once again be broadcasting from the Oglaze Equipment Rental Skybox. You can see that on my face, how happy I am. But we'll be there to bring it all to you. So, Coach, we wish you the best of luck this Friday on the road at Elida.
Hey, thank you very much.
For head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlburt. We'll see you next time with more from the Bo Frye Show. Until then, so long, everyone.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by these following fine sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Miller's Funeral Home, Eagles Lodge 767, Rabel's Auto Service, Plus One Professionals, Oglaze Equipment Rental, Midway Trailers, American Legion Post 323, Albert Sporting Goods, Family Audiology, Speckman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Spees Chiropractic, Varsity Lanes, Minster Bank, VFW Post 9289, and Guarneri Pizzeria. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.